Okay, this will be my review of the 2024 Harley-Davidson Breakout 117 cubic inch engine. My name is Rob, and I run a channel on how to retire and immerse in Thailand. But part of that is transportation, and having a Harley-Davidson in Thailand is extremely expensive. There's about 30% import tax tariff, whatever you want to call it. It's been there for 5-10 years as far as I know, but is what it is. And this was a motorcycle that just sort of best fit my needs, and so that I will throw in some cultural relevance here and there, but mainly this will be a review of the bike. I'll do a walk around with the camera turned around so you don't see me the whole time, but just to introduce it, so I want to say it was 1.25 million baht was the base price here in Thailand. You can do the exchange to your home country's currency. You'll find it's about 30% more expensive. However, and as much as these things sell like hotcakes here, which astounds me as expensive as they are, the dealership did a fantastic job giving me discounts, breaks, free gifts, all kinds of stuff. Probably took away half of that cost of that tariff, in all honesty. So happy about that. Ultimately, it was what I wanted, and this was my dream retirement, and so that was that. I did go through, as you can see, obviously this doesn't look like a normal Harley-Davidson Breakout. It's got custom fenders from Oldies in the United States. A guy named Gary Oldenkamp did a fantastic job. I modified the front fender a little bit more, but so if you go and ask him for the exact same ones I got, get the front fender 1 inch narrower. I narrowed mine myself. Here in Thailand. That was kind of fun, actually. I used to run a composite shop as one of my prior lives. Anyhow, I put Harley-Davidson clamshell bags on it and other stuff. And so let me start with this. This is the anti-Harley or the un-Harley or something. It's a very, nothing against anybody or anything. It's counter in almost every way to a standard Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Let me explain. Right now the trend is 2-into-1 exhaust. I did a 2-into-2. My ear prefers the sound of that. This is what they call a Softail or a sporty type Harley-Davidson, which now they're fast. They used to not be fast. I rode one 30 years ago and it was slow as a dog. This thing is sports car fast, faster than most sports cars, honestly. I think they're running 11-second quarter mile. You could verify that, but I've been told that I think that's true. Anyways, I've got bagger type fenders on it. I did on a Harley-Davidson bagger, you get the touring bags. You always get the touring bags. I did the low rider, what they call the clamshell bags. Very different. Yeah, I put a big crash bar on the front, a highway bar, whatever you want to call it. I put the Fox suspension, rear shock on it. Love it, the 13.5 inch. I think the stock Harley-Davidson rear shock is 12 inches, and I did a 13.5. So it raises the back of the bike a little bit. Here, see if I can see that. Oh yeah, I see that pretty clear. So, and look how wide that rear fender is. This model's famous for 240 millimeter wide rear tire, which I thought I'd hate, and I ended up loving. It's fine. It doesn't ruin the handling at all. And we integrated. Harley-Davidson doesn't want you to put bags in a Softail, generally speaking, unless they make it, which is the lowrider and the Heritage Classic. They deliberately, in my opinion, make it difficult to put bags on the other models because they want you to buy the touring model, which costs a lot more. I didn't want the size, the weight. The touring models are made for 2 people. I'm not that heavy of a guy. I'm not overweight, and my Thai fiancé is an extremely small person. The 2 of us together weigh maybe what you think of as your average Harley rider. So a touring model would be incredibly stiff for me. It would have been a real pain to deal with. So this was just made more sense. It's got the little back seat that came with it, and then I had a friend of mine here put I sketched it, and he custom made a sissy bar. He took my design and ran with it, made it way prettier than what I drew, so I'll credit to him. Let me turn the camera around and do a walk around. Custom LEDs on the back. I'll get a shot with those on in a minute. You can see from someone riding or driving behind me how wide that rear tire is. It's very kind of sexy, kind of sporty. I did an LED rear tail light from ProBeam. Those are LED bolts, light bolts or something they call them. This is all from Custom Dynamics. All the custom lighting was from Custom Dynamics or Harley-Davidson. This model comes with that ridiculous air cleaner, which I love. Very sporty, very sexy. To me, this is my two-wheel Shelby Cobra. Always wanted an AC Cobra or a Shelby Mustang, big Shelby guy. And this is just a quarter the price, if that, and less probably. And it's easy to park, very sexy, very visceral experience. Here on the road in Thailand, you get an enormous amount of respect riding something this particular brand. Any other motorcycle, pretty much, you kind of almost, I wouldn't say get run off the road, but you don't get any respect in traffic. With the Harley-Davidson, I have cars every day pause and wait to see if maybe I might like to pass them, might like to go between them. They'll deliberately go to an extreme edge of their lane, and the two cars will part like the Red Sea in front of me. It's amazing, and it's only on this brand. Some of that's economics, some of that is they don't know who I am, and this is all done, 1.5 million of their dollars. With my gear on, I always ride with full gear. They can't tell if I'm a Thai, a Thai person or not. And if I was a Thai, and statistically that's likely, they outnumber us 99 to 1 here in Thailand. They don't know I'm not the chief of police. So they don't want any problem with somebody that might have that kind of status. That's a secondary factor in my opinion. On the front, this also does show the Arlen Ness. I think it's a 15-inch front brake kit. It's their big brake kit. Had the dealer put that on. Fantastic stopping and feel of stopping. Very enjoyable brake experience and excellent brake performance. This is a relatively heavy bike with big, heavy front wheel. It's a 21-inch. It looks like a roulette wheel was the design, I'm told. It does look kind of cool. And it's got a lot of momentum. And the stopping was okay, stock. It was just okay. This stopping is fantastic. You don't need any more than this, in my opinion. Stock caliper. Rumor is the Harley-Davidson calipers are made by Brembo anyways. Someday maybe I'll buy, painted ones or something, but for right now the bike's fancy enough. Custom seat, but that's all to my back. This probably doesn't mean much to you. I did do these Kuriakon or Kuriakos or Kuria something. I'll look up the word and put it on the screen. I never could pronounce the damn thing, but the rear view mirrors are fantastic. These are supposedly the convex ones that give you a slight magnification. I can't tell. I swear it. If they're magnifying, it's by 2% or something. I can't tell, but supposedly these are the optional magnifying ones, so definitely get those at least, because the ordinary ones you probably couldn't see anything out of. These, I see the whole thing. I see everything behind me. For the first time in my life on a motorcycle, I've got a full commanding view of everything around me, and in Thailand you need that. That's the Vance & Hines 2-in-2 long radius exhaust with the standard baffles it comes with. The bike's plenty loud and throaty. I like a good aggressive exhaust, being, again, an AC Cobra guy and a muscle car guy from Detroit, and this fully scratches that itch. This is, again, a muscle car, that you ride. It's easy to park and costs a lot less and gets 47 miles to the gallon, if you can believe that. I'm stunned at the fuel economy. I did not expect that. But it's a very, very pretty bike. It's a great way to get around. I debadged the tank. I'm waiting on some CVO badges in blue, and those will go on. Then I'm going to do some pinstriping on the tank. I have obviously a custom professional pinstriper pinstripe the tank for me in the matching blue. So that isn't done yet, but you get the idea. This is the bike. It's basically done. It's got little things to do here and there, but basically this is it. Let me turn the lights on. There, those 8 LEDs are on all the time. And then when I turn the turn signal right or left, the right or the left flash yellow and the other side shuts off. So it's extremely noticeable. And in Thailand, one of the things that the drivers here pay very close attention to, much more so than in America, in my opinion, is your turn signal. If you activate your turn signal, everybody watches what you're doing. They really, people criticize Thai drivers and all that, but they watch turn signals like a hawk. And it's a thing here to hit your hazards if you're braking quickly, or if there's any kind of hazardous condition in front of you of traffic, which is frequent. The average driver probably puts their hazards on 1 to 3 times per day driving around town. It's super common use of hazards. Again, hazards flash both sides, so I get both sides flashing yellow from white. That's super noticeable. So I love it, love it, love it. Lots of safety, and it looks nice to my eye. Otherwise, this is a 1,923 cc engine, if you can believe that. It's crazy powerful. You don't need any more horsepower or torque. I've got zero interest in making it faster. I would like to stay alive, please. Those are LED upgraded front lights. Sadly, they don't have any DRL. The headlight's a DRL. You can just barely tell in the sun. But the turn signals left and right on the front, no DRL. I want to try and fix that in the future if I can find something. Maybe Custom Dynamics has something. I might have missed that. But anything for safety, I'm all about. I like a lot of lighting. But that's the bike. So that's it. I've retired. I'm just going on 4 years here. A lot of problems, forced early retirement, major back surgeries for the last 3 years, almost 1 surgery per year, lots of fun. Saved my money, very careful, all that stuff, and bought my dream bike. And here, while it's in the background, that's my dream house that I designed myself. I used to work in the construction and construction systems industries and retired from all that, and took about almost 3 years and then designed the house entirely around my health, fitness levels, desires, wants, and needs, and such, and to accommodate my fiance. But being honest, primarily, somewhat selfishly around myself, and she was fully aware of and supportive of that. It's a beautiful house. Everybody loves it anyways. But yeah, there it is. That's a Harley-Davidson. That's the Arlen Ness brakes. That's those really cool rear view mirrors. You can put clamshell or what they call lowrider bags on a Softail. The bolts don't line up, but if I can get a shot of it, I will. There's an adapter plate that I designed, and I had a local metal laser jet company cut them out for me, and then a guy I know powder coated them and put them on the bike for me. I can't do any wrenching. I have a really bad back, obviously, so I can't do it. I can barely ride the damn thing. That's all I can do. I can wash it lightly. If it's super dirty, I got to pay somebody. I can't do anything. But I'm enjoying life to my best, and this is part of it. And dailying a full custom crazy chopper type bike, which it is a chopper, it's got a raked front end, as you can see, is part of that, living my life to the fullest that I can. So high recommend. Bike's fantastic, quality's incredible, comes out of the showroom, the dealership, looking like a show bike. The paint quality, chrome, everything, look it up online, do your research. Their quality it's not perfect, but it's a Harley-Davidson. Now it's basically a Mercedes, which when I rode one 30 years ago, that was absolutely not true. Anyways, there you go. Closing thoughts. There, I'll just record myself here off the raw iPhone, no microphone. It works. If I enunciate a little bit, it works pretty well. There's the bike. Here I am parked at Fawn's work. I won't really show anybody, but everyone's always really polite, and they get that I speak the language, and I know a lot of the customs, probably not all of them, I'm sure, but anyways, but my point is then I kind of leave everybody alone, let them approach me if they want to come and give me a why or sawadee me or something. Hey, that's great, and I do it back as best I can, and but there's a motorcycle, great transportation. In my opinion, the Thais have a more emotional connection to a motorcycle than a car. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm super biased, but I certainly feel like I'm feeling that every day from them. So, it seems like a real thing. But the bike's great practical transportation in an oddball, crazy, upside down world kind of way, which is when you're an American living in Thailand, your world's upside down anyways. Like I said, it's cheap on the gas, cheap on the insurance. It's easy to park. Parking sometimes is hard for a car around here. Motorcycles, there's always a spot somewhere, especially an expensive one. Nobody wants to mess with something that's that valuable, that's that potentially big of a headache. There is liability and legal issues here. Those two exist here as concepts, and nobody wants a problem with a potentially or likely a super rich person riding a 1.5 to 3 million of their dollar motorcycle, which is what a Harley-Davidson costs here. In fact, they go up to about 4 million of their dollars. So imagine a guy riding around in a $4 million car in your neighborhood. Nobody's looking to really go out of their way to engage with him and his attorney. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. Not that I intended this or anything. I shut the phone off. Big boss is coming. I visibly shut the phone off before he walked by. I'm not going to record the big boss. I'm not going to say his formal title in Thai here either, but out loud. So, but yeah, no, it works out great in a crazy way. It's great transportation. And these are the lopsided bags. I'm including a couple of photos deliberately to show. I've got the original. They make the even-sized ones during my order. I could have swapped. I'm sure it would have been a pain in the neck, and I thought about it, but I thought, I'm just going to go with it, because the whole idea was I wanted to kind of just make it mine, and I wanted it to be sort of flying in the face of the standard traditional wisdom bike that everyone expects me to get. I don't like being that guy. Here comes my fiance. Tamalai. Okay. I'm going to pick her up at the Lan Lang Road, the place that washes cars.
again, from the comfort of my little private library in my new house here, to review the bike, there was quite a bit of controversy about the Breakout model by Harley-Davidson online. People argue all kinds of crazy things, maybe. I don't know how much of that's really real or not. But with the wide rear tire, there are legitimate concerns that it might not handle very well. I'm having no problems with the handling. I think the bike handles like a dream. And I'm a little bit of a more experienced than average motorcycle rider, but I'm certainly no racer or anything. And I'm not a very heavy guy. I don't have a lot of weight to move around. I'm a buck 80, 85, something like that. So I would, if you're concerned about the handling, I would say no worries. I didn't like the factory shock, and again, I went with the Fox 13.5 inch, and that completely solved the harsh ride. The front end's fine. The front end needs nothing, suspension wise. The bike handle, start, stops. I've had the computer replaced once under warranty, and it winked out on me again today and then started back up. So I'm going to make a note with that and just get that logged in at my dealership. And I will 100% be buying the extended warranty when the time is due. I made my decision on that already. Now I use the bike as my sole daily transportation. Again, I live in Thailand where there's very little rain. The weather's incredibly nice all 12 months. And my fiance has a car that I can borrow almost any time I want. She's incredibly generous with the car, so I'm to say I'm relying on it as my only transportation is a bit disingenuous. But you get the idea. With the bags on it and that sissy bar that has a little tiny luggage rack on the back, Harley-Davidson does sell a very, very nice, very kind of manly styled backpack. And I can put that backpack on the sissy bar and strap it on, and with between that and the bags, me and Fawn, my fiance, we could pack for 2 nights easy, no problem on that bike. I'm not a big touring guy, but again, I'm old and I've got a broken back, so that was never going to happen anyways. What else can I tell you about the bike? I mean, you can tell I really like it. Shocked at the fuel economy. It's just fun. I'm not having any problems with it. I think you can daily the dang thing if you're wherever you live, your weather supports that. Bike's very, very comfortable on a regular basis. I mean, just really, and the handlebar position. Oh, they say the forward controls. I saw that online too. That was another risk I kind of was a little worried about. Would the forward controls be a problem? And not at all. I love it. In fact, I've had the seat cut once, the back pillion seat cut once. I'm going to cut it again, another quarter, maybe half inch, just to move me back a little more. I've got a short waist and super long orangutan-like arms and then really long legs. So I've got a bit of an unusual build. I'm probably at the extreme for a guy 5'9". You're thinking about a Harley-Davidson, you're a Harley kind of guy, you know. The Breakout people will tell you, oh, it's uncomfortable, oh, it doesn't handle, oh, it's a show bike, it's a poser bike, whatever, because it's so pretty. Who doesn't want a pretty motorcycle? Whoever didn't buy a sports car because it was too pretty? You know, go tell that to Carol Shelby. So I think those are all just sort of silly comments. I think it's a fantastic bike. It's not really any less daily practical than any other, like an adventure bike with cases. I mean, once you put cases on a motorcycle is a motorcycle. I don't see a big difference unless you're going off-road. I would not take a Breakout off-road. I got a little patch of sandy a driveway at the end of my driveway. Got to get cleaned up, and it's a handful on that. And I'm careful, and I have experience. I will tell you, if you're in a torrential downpour, like sometimes happens in Thailand, for example, not to put too fine a point on it, it will hydroplane fully at 70 kilometers an hour. So translate that to miles per hour if that's where you live. But what is that, 45 or something? But it fully hydroplaned, and it was the same as though I was riding on ice, which I have done before. And I was stunned. I didn't. I know it's got a wide tire, and maybe I should have suspected that. And when you look at the tire, there's almost no tread on it. I will be getting a different tire soon. That tire's not going to go its full warranty length of period replacement or whatever. I'm going to be buying a new tire probably next year because I'm not so sure I'm a fan of the tires. Now, Thai roads are dusty, dirty, and rainy. So I think we're going to get some all-weather tires. I'll have the only chopper with all-weather tires on it. Let me check. I don't care. I'm 61 years old. I'm past carrying all that stuff. But anyways, that's my review. It's a great bike. All the hateful things you see about, oh, it's not suitable, that I would disregard all of it. It's a great bike. And here's just a little quick slideshow. On this picture, you can see in my driveway how the lowrider style, what they often call clamshell bags, are uneven. The left bag is much deeper than the right. I did a black paint job along the bottom to kind of make them appear a little more even, but I embrace it. Shows off the exhaust and the wheel more. And again, it was just more of that non-traditional Harley-Davidson sort of theme I was going with. You can see the super wide rear fender from Oldies. We cut that at the dealership ourselves. The guys did a fantastic job cutting it for me where I marked it. And there's a little shot. You can see the black there. That's my adapter plate. And again, the plan that I flashed in the picture earlier, that's accurate. You're welcome to blow that up, look at it, and you can make your own adapter plate. Here I am filling up with the good gas at the local Shell station. Bike gets a ton of looks. And then here's just a couple of little quick shots of my lifestyle here in Thailand. For any of my regular viewers that watch this deep into my motorcycle review. But you get the idea. I'm having a nice time here living on the cheap. You're about 5 times wealthier where I live than if I would have stayed back home, and that suits my budget a lot better. This is the bar in my house. I did a Harley-Davidson bar, even though I'm a lightweight drinker due to age and health and stuff, but I did a Harley-Davidson theme bar, so you get the idea. I'm a bit of a fanboy, I guess would be fair to say.
All right, just leaving Lotuses. I love this place. I love the name because in Detroit we pluralize words for no real reason. It's just a cultural thing, I guess. Someone say, where do you work? They go, I work at Ford's. I work at Chrysler's. I don't know why we do that, but we do. Anyways, Lotuses with the S and the apostrophe. I love it. Everything in Thai, no problems. Is able to back and forth, understood everything everybody said. I've been out 3 hours running errands, got a workout, chatted with a couple of friends I hadn't seen in a while, Thai friends. Ran into them in the city, it was cool. And I'm heading back home. I got to pay for some soil fabric. Whatever you call that in Thai, I have no idea. Thank you for watching my YouTube video. If you've watched this far, please consider hitting like and subscribe.